You are closer than you have ever been. The goal is right there. You can see it. And then something happens. You slow down. You self-destruct. You make a decision so strange, so against your own interests, that you cannot explain it afterward. This is not bad luck. It is not weakness. It has a name. Picture the last time you were almost there, almost finished the project, almost hit the goal, and then you did something. You picked a fight for no reason. You missed the deadline without knowing it was on purpose. You found a way to not quite make it. And afterward, you told yourself a story about why it happened that had nothing to do with the truth. The truth is this: your brain does not want you to succeed, not because it is broken, because it is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio at the University of Southern California found that your brain builds a model of who you are, not who you want to be, who you are right now based on everything that has happened to you so far. And that model becomes something the brain defends like a physical threat. When you start becoming someone your brain does not recognize, it generates discomfort, anxiety, a pull back toward the familiar, toward the version of you it already knows how to run. This is why the closer you get to the goal, the worse the anxiety becomes. You are not afraid of failing. You are afraid of succeeding. Because success means becoming someone your brain has no template for. Psychologist Gay Hendricks named this the upper limit problem. Every person has an internal thermostat set to a certain level of success and happiness. When life pushes above that level, the brain generates a self-sabotaging behavior to bring things back down. An argument with a partner right when the relationship gets truly good. An injury right before the race. A binge right after the best week. The timing is never random. The timing is the point. But why? Why would the brain work against the things you want? Because your brain does not know the difference between discomfort and danger. For the vast majority of human history, anything unfamiliar was potentially lethal. A new place, a new social role, a new version of yourself. Novelty and threat were the same signal. Your nervous system learned to treat the unknown as something to avoid at all costs. And becoming a new version of yourself is, to your nervous system, the most profound unknown there is. Think about what success actually requires. It requires you to occupy a new social position, to let go of the story that kept you safe, the story that said you were not quite good enough, not quite ready, not quite the kind of person things worked out for. That story, as painful as it is familiar. Your brain can run it in its sleep. A new story, one where you are capable and deserving, is foreign territory. And foreign territory triggers the alarm. Researcher Brené Brown at the University of Houston found that the moment of greatest psychological risk is not failure. It is the approach to success. It is the moment when something good is real enough to lose. That is when the brain panics. That is when it reaches for the exit. So what does it look like? Procrastination on the last 10% when the first 90 came easily. Getting sick right before the big moment. Starting a fight with the person you love most right when things are genuinely good. Drinking too much the night before the thing that matters. Reasonable, explainable, completely unconscious self-destruction. And the most insidious part is the story you tell yourself afterward. You were tired. The timing was wrong. They made you angry. The story is always plausible. The story is always slightly true. And it always lands you exactly where your internal thermostat wanted you. What changes this is not motivation or discipline. What changes this is making success feel familiar before it arrives. Sitting with discomfort instead of escaping it. Noticing the moment you want to self-sabotage and naming it, even just to yourself. Understanding that the anxiety you feel when things are going well is not a warning. It is a sign you are moving into new territory. Your ancestors survived because they were suspicious of the unfamiliar. That instinct kept them alive. It is keeping you small. You were about to win. Now you know exactly what happened. The next time everything is going right and some part of you looks for the exit, you know what that feeling is. It is not truth. It is a thermostat. And thermostats can be reset. You are closer than you have ever been.